Hey guys, welcome to a new series here on Box Gaming called Double Time Commentary, or just Double Time Comms for short. In this series, I'll be doing commentary over F1 2015 races that have had the speed doubled. The races are 25% distance, and I am accepting videos from the community, so if you'd like to participate, just record a 25% distance race, upload the video to a website, leave a comment with a link, or send me a tweet at FakeGhostPirate. For this first video, I'm the one doing the driving, but my hope for the series is that I'll be able to do blind commentary of F1 2015 races running at double speed. For additional information about what kind of videos I want, click on the link in the description of this video and watch the other video where I outline the details of what sort of videos I'm looking for. So here we go for the race. The lights are coming on now. We got 5 lights, and we're starting behind Stevens. Mary on our right-hand side. We're going to go up the middle of both Manor Marushas, and we're having a little bit of a look at Alonso. Stevens comes back at us, though, and then goes side-by-side with Alonso into Curva de Sol, and we're going down the DRS straight. They're still side-by-side. We're in the slipstream. I'm going to make it 3 wide into turn number 4, and I get both of those positions moving up into 17th, running behind Button. Now, he shouldn't be too hard. Ericsson as well, just ahead of him, should be pretty easy. As we make contact with Button, actually, there's been some pretty heavy contact there heading into turn number 8. We go a little bit wide through turn number 9, but we're going to go around the outside now of Jones Button for turn number 10, and we just about got him. Yes, we do have him, as we've got Ericsson up next, and we go heavy on the curbs there, which unsettles the car pretty heavily as we're coming to the end of lap number 1 now. Going to be starting lap number 2, running in the slipstream of Ericsson here. We're going to be moving to the left-hand side, get the inside line, braking so late, we nearly run into Sainz there. He's still along our left-hand side, but with the inside line for Curva de Sol, we're able to take that position up into P15 now on lap number 2, running behind Sainz, and it looks like he's actually starting to drop off of the car just ahead of him, so we definitely could have a good shot at overtaking him. Of course, DRS not activated yet. We're only on lap number 2. DRS is at the end of the lap. No, I'm sorry, it's at the beginning of the lap. So we will see it on lap number 3, right at the beginning, coming out of Curva de Sol, running very closely to Sainz there. Definitely caught up quite a bit there in the tight and twisty sections. The Mercedes feeling very good on these soft tires. Rosberg sets the fastest lap of the race. We're getting a little bit of a slipstream off of Sainz, but it's not too much there, as we set a 1:15.3, closing up on Sainz pretty heavily under the braking zone for turn 1, nicely in his slipstream now, and we're going to get the DRS. DRS is open. He's getting DRS as well, though, so we didn't close up on him all that much in third gear for turn number 4 there, and it looks like we lost a little bit of time there, actually. Sainz pulling out, running a little bit deep at Ferradura as well, and hopefully we're going to be gaining time, though, here through turn number 9, and then also through turn number 10. A little bit of a wiggle from the back end on the car at the rear as we are coming out of turn 9, though, through turn 11 now, and then a very important corner. Junqiao is very important because of the long straight that you get. This is, of course, the longest part of the circuit. We're in the slipstream of Sainz. We got the DRS open. We got the inside line for turn 1, and we're going to take that position up into P14 now, and running very closely to Perez. We got Sergio Perez of Force India just ahead of us. He's got the DRS open. I've got the DRS open. Sainz behind me has the DRS open. It looks like Kvyat is the next car in 12th position here on lap number 4 as we're heading into Ferradura. Running a little bit wide once again, proving that I take a very different angle. Having a little peek at Perez at turn number 8, but not able to get the position. A much better exit. We're going to make a diving move up the inside of turn number 10 and go around the outside of turn 11. We just about do it. Heavy onto the curbs, though, and that's really unsettled the car through Junqiao. We haven't lost any positions, but we lost tons of time to Kvyat up ahead. There's a big gap. We're not going to get DRS in this DRS zone, and they are, which is unfortunate for us. We get a little bit of a warning there for exceeding track limits. Almost run wide into turn number 1 at the start of lap number 5. And we're going to have to push very, very hard now if we want to catch back up to Kvyat. It's lap 5. DRS is active. They're up ahead, and they're sort of pulling away. Not really. It's difficult to tell at this stage, to be honest. There we go. I'm closing in massively under braking. I run a little bit deep into the corner now. It looks like Kvyat. Then it's Verstappen, and then Maldonado just ahead of him. We've got quite a train of cars here. Another bit of oversteer coming out of turn number 10 through Junqiao. Once again, much better this time. Better exit. Still losing a little bit of time. I definitely could have carried more speed onto this back straight. We do get the DRS, though, and we're going to be closing in on Kvyat with that Mercedes power heading into turn number 1 now once again, and we are very close. We're going to be getting DRS here, and we have moved up into P9. A number of cars have come into the pits, and it looks like they're going to be doing a 2-stop as they stopped at the end of lap number 5. And we're going to be doing a 1-stop. We're only going until about lap 8 or 9. Closing up on Kvyat now pretty heavily. Verstappen does seem to be holding up Kvyat. We're having a little bit of a look. We got a great exit coming out of turn number 9. We're side by side through turn number 10. Can we go around the outside of turn 11? No, we can't. We end up running off the circuit, losing lots of time to Kvyat and Verstappen up ahead, as we're probably not going to get DRS here at the end of lap number 6, and no, we don't. We're going to have to close up very quickly in just a couple of corners if we want to get DRS here after turn 4. after cover to Sol, but we get DRS. They're side by side up ahead. Kvyat's got the inside line for turn number 4. He's gotten by Verstappen, and that was a very nice move, very clean move. Having a little peek at Verstappen at the entrance of Ferradura, but unable to make the move stick until we get to turn number 8, and then we go around the outside at turn number 9. A very nice move there. The Mercedes showing just how powerful it is, as we've got Kvyat up next, and he's not going to be getting DRS off of anybody here, so this is a prime opportunity for us to try and get by the Russian here at the end of lap number 7, as we're quickly approaching the halfway point of this race. And we do get by him on the DRS straight. Very easy maneuver there as we head into the Senna S's now, and we can look to try and pull out a gap on these Red Bull cars behind us and try and close in on whatever cars are ahead of us. Again, a number of cars pitting, and can we see anybody up the road? I don't see any cars just ahead of us, so it's going to be very difficult for us to close in on anybody that's up the road on us. There we go. I saw for, I believe, there it is. It's the Red Bull of Daniel Ricciardo, and he is running right behind Felipe Massa in the Williams as they go through Juncao. I believe this is lap number 7 still, and he's going to get DRS off of him, but, oh, actually, they both dive into the pits here no, this is lap 8, end of lap 8, and the Mercedes as well. I am into the pits for a change onto the prime tires, and there go the Mercedes boys. A very nice 1.5 second pit stop for them, and a number of invisible people in the pit lane, and we're going to be coming out of the pits on the prime tires, and oh no, I've run right into the wall, and that is very unfortunate. Thankfully, damage is off, because again, this is a very casual race, but it does look like we're going to lose out, and we come out behind the Sauber of, I believe, Felipe Nasser there, run a little bit wide through turn 4 with the cold prime tires, and we've got to get by Nasser as quickly as we can. We lost lots of time in the pit stop phases. You can actually see Kvyat is not that far behind us, and we were pretty far ahead of him when we pulled into the pits. So Nasser is the target coming up next at the end of lap number 9 here. And are we close enough to get DRS? Yes, we're less than 9/10 behind the Brazilian, and we're going to be getting DRS here at the end as we cross the line to finish the first half of this race. And we're still about 8.5 behind Felipe Nasser, so it hasn't been a great final sector. Do we get DRS? We don't. We actually lose out on DRS, so possibly a mistake there that I missed in Sector 1 or in Sector 3. So pushing very hard. I believe Nasser, however, is on the soft tires. He's on the option yellow mark soft tires. Right now he's doing a 2-stop, so I need to try and get by him as quickly as I can, or I need him to pull away, and I get a little bit of oversteer coming out of turn number 10 there, heading into Juncao once again, and nicely through there in 3rd gear on these prime tires, 9/10 off of Nasser right now. We are close enough to get DRS though. There it is, the DRS. No, I'm sorry, we miss out on the DRS. Another terrible run through Juncao. It means that Nasser is too far away and we don't get DRS off him. There we go. Now we get the DRS at the beginning of lap number 11, running pretty close to Nasser. We're definitely going to start closing him down, as his tires are going to be older and older. Those soft tires are really not going to hold up for very long, so he should be easy pickings as we get very, very close to him in this tight and twisty sector. We're having a little bit of a look there at turn number 10, but not able to make any sort of move. Nicely through turn number 11, nicely through Juncao as well, running in the slipstream fairly closely behind the Sauber, and he pulls off into the pits, and that releases the Mercedes of Lewis Hamilton into clean air and gives me a little bit of a DRS as well. Up ahead, Daniel Ricciardo still battling with Felipe Massa, and actually the Force India of Sergio Perez just up the road. He's actually being lapped, or has already been lapped. Ahead of Felipe Massa right now is his teammate of Valtteri Bottas in the other Williams, and these two guys, though, are having a right old ding-dong in the middle of this race, and it's very close between them. Felipe Massa definitely has the engine benefit of the Mercedes engine, so it's difficult for Daniel Ricciardo to try and get by at this circuit. Of course, Felipe Massa running in his home Grand Prix as well could make things very difficult. Sergio Perez getting nicely out of the way for Felipe Massa. Not so much for Daniel Ricciardo, though, as he forces Ricciardo to the inside line at turn number 1, and that's going to lose him some time to Felipe Massa. He does still get DRS, though, so he hasn't lost too much time. He's still within DRS, of course, but he was running very, very close to Massa prior to that incident with Sergio Perez. We're coming towards the end of the race. There's really not much left for these prime runners. These guys, both of them running the prime tires at this stage in the race, just doing the 1-stop for Felipe Massa and also Daniel Ricciardo. Valtteri Bottas as well on a 1-stop strategy. So right now, these are my targets. These two guys just ahead. I'm going to be lapping Sergio Perez pretty quickly here. We're coming up behind him in the distance there. You can see me just in the background there. Daniel Ricciardo, meanwhile, closing down on Felipe Massa heavily through Sector 3 and into Sector 1. He's got the DRS open. He's got the inside line for turn number 4. He forces Felipe Massa a little bit wide, but Felipe carries more speed onto the straight, and heading into Ferradura, hangs on to that position ahead of Daniel Ricciardo. into the tight and twisty section. This is where the Red Bull should be especially strong in comparison to the Williams, and you can see he's running very close in the dirty air of the Brazilian just ahead of him. And in the background there, you can see the Mercedes of Lewis Hamilton and myself. I have cleared Sergio Perez, and I'm now in clear air, and I'm going to start catching up on these guys, putting in very quick lap times right now. Daniel Ricciardo with the DRS open, unable to get alongside of Felipe Massa, though, on the start-finish straight as we start yet another lap. Again, the DRS open, but just not enough room. He gets very close to Felipe Massa, but that Mercedes power proving to be too much for the Renault engine in the Red Bull. Once again, though, in the distance, in the background there, you can see the Mercedes getting closer and closer, bigger and bigger in Daniel Ricciardo's mirrors. He just knows that Lewis Hamilton is coming any day now, any minute now, any second now. That Mercedes is going to be all over the back of him as we're coming to the end of yet another lap. Daniel Ricciardo in a very difficult position. He needs to try and get by Felipe Massa just ahead of him. Lewis Hamilton is just behind him. Is he going to be able to hold off Hamilton at the same time while possibly overtaking Massa through the Senna S's on lap number 16 now? Hamilton into Rich. Got the inside line on Daniel Ricciardo and going to move up into another position. Up next, we've got Felipe Massa. Going to have to try and clear him very quickly. Only 2 laps remaining in this race. Bottas is pretty far up the road. It's going to be very difficult for me to try and catch up to him. Getting very feisty now with Felipe Massa, trying to find a way by, having to stick behind. I'm going to need a very good exit from Junsao if I want to have any sort of hope of overtaking him in the DRS zone. And it looks like I have gotten a nice exit out of the corner. I've got the DRS switching to the left-hand side once again, and I take that P5 position. Up into 5th now at the start of the penultimate lap. Lewis Hamilton in his Mercedes starting to pull away from Massa. Massa getting the DRS and the slipstream benefit on the run down towards turn number 4, but unfortunately for him, not close enough in order to pull alongside. Through Ferradura for just the second to last time, running very deep there into turn number 8, though. That's going to give Massa a little bit of a break, and also Bottas as well, who you can see just up the road now. He's really not that far ahead. He's definitely within view of the Mercedes as we come to the end of the lap to start the final lap of this Brazilian Grand Prix as Lewis Hamilton, and trying to catch up to Valtteri Bottas. There's 2 DRS zones still remaining. I'm definitely more than a second away, though, as we get into the DRS detection zone for this first DRS zone, and Valtteri Bottas looks like he's got a pretty comfortable lead at the moment. One of the Manor Marussias coming out of the pits there, actually, and it looked like possibly getting into Daniel Ricciardo's way, who has now dropped off the back of Felipe Massa, going through the tight and twisty section of this wonderful Interlagos circuit. Big lockup into turn number 10 through turn 11. I'm sure flat out at this stage in the race with the low fuel and the prime tires, and climbing up the hill for the final time now, and Lewis Hamilton going to finish in 5th position in the Brazilian Grand Prix.
Another great drive from Nico Rosberg sees the German bring his Mercedes home in 1st place to claim yet another win.
Holy crap, you guys, that was intense. I didn't practice for that at all, and I feel like it went pretty well. I definitely had a few stutters here or there. There was times where I got kind of caught up in my words. It's very difficult, probably a lot more difficult than you guys are even thinking. Go try it yourself if you don't believe me. But anyway, I'll leave a link in the description of this video if you guys want to submit your own video. You just have to follow the rules that I set forth in the previous video as much as you can. Like I said, I could deal with 720p over 1080p. That's a whole nother thing. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you liked the video, please leave a like, and I will see you guys next time